Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Today, I want to explain to you why it is possible for you, like myself, to be an emotional, reactionary football fan who likes to voice our opinions on whether or not we think the manager is the right man for the job. But even if you want Graham Potter sacked, which I've said in the past 48 hours, I think it should have happened, it is still very possible to come up with this and say this as an opinion out loud, yet still back him to the point where acceptance comes in of understanding the way that we are now being ran as a football club under Todd Boehly and the Clear Lake Consortium compared to what we have been conditioned to accept and understand under Roman Abramovich. Under Roman Abramovich, it was very easy for Chelsea fans to be satisfied because whether we like it or not, football is a results-based business, and more often than not, Chelsea were getting positive, happy results, which gives us that dopamine hit as fans. We're happy. We are delighted. And then we see our team lift trophies above our heads with medals around our necks, and we get those moments of elation where as fans we come together and we really do believe when we sing we're the best team in the world that we are the best team in the world. We were the best team officially in the world until recently when Real Madrid win the Club World Cup again. Now, as Chelsea fans, whether we like it or not, have got to accept that the way that the club is now ran, in comparison to the way we've been ran before under Roman Abramovich, is totally different. And these guys are going to back Graham Potter. Now, I'm not going to be referencing with quotes from Matt Law's article published in The Telegraph, but I do want to say this is a brilliant comprehensive outlook right now internally at Chelsea as to how and why certain decisions are coming out the way they are from Chelsea's owners. So, as I said at the beginning, it is absolutely fine for Chelsea fans to believe that Graham Potter is not the right man for the job. If it wasn't okay, I wouldn't bloody go out and say it. And I think the biggest issue within the fan base at the moment is people are trying to bracket people. Fans are trying to bracket other fans because they don't agree with certain points of view and opinions of other fans. Every fan is welcome to believe Graham Potter is not the right man for the job. But I think the most important thing right now is that even if you're like me and you think Potter should have been sacked after the game against Southampton, the energy around our football club is very, very important. It's very, very unlikely. And in the past, it's been almost impossible for a manager to be given the time to turn it around because of the hire and fire policy that Roman Abramovich implemented into the club. Since Todd Boehly, Clear Lake Capital, Bedad Egbali, all of these guys have come into the club, it has been made unequivocally clear that Chelsea will be ran differently. The operation is to take us from a winning machine, yeah, okay, granted, but yet unsustainable in terms of how it should be ran as a long-term project that keeps us safe for the future. Now, we have to be more sustainable. There is an argument that maybe because we've spent a lot of money to get Graham Potter here, it's unsustainable to fire him after 5 months in charge. I could argue that that's absolutely true. It's not a sustainable business model to spend that much money on a manager and fire him again, and then probably have to do the same again to hire somebody else with no guarantee that it is or isn't going to work. At the moment, it's not working. And based off of our preconditioning of the Abramovich era, a lot of Chelsea fans, rightly so, believe that Graham Potter should be sacked as a result of incompetent results that are simply not good enough for a club of the stature of Chelsea Football Club. Whether that involves sustainable running or unsustainable running, it isn't the most important thing in the eyes of many fans right now, which I absolutely empathise with because I am also in the same boat as that emotional football fan who wants to see the best for Chelsea Football Club. I feel as though Graham Potter might not be the man to take this team on. However, this is the key turning point, at least for me, as a content creator and as a fan. I really want to be proven wrong. I really want to see Graham Potter succeed at Chelsea Football Club. Why? Because if Graham Potter succeeds at Chelsea Football Club, Chelsea succeed, and then we as fans get to experience more of those elational? Should be a word if it isn't. Those moments of elation, we get more of them if Graham Potter succeeds. So I don't want to be told by anybody that I just want him sacked because I can't get used to how that now we're being ran in a different way. Absolutely, categorically Not true. I want him to succeed. I don't want to be proved right in this situation. I want to be able to hold my hands up. In 6 months' time, if we manage to get a top 6 finish this season, beat Dortmund, get somewhere in the Champions League, I want to believe that I was wrong. I want to see that I was wrong. I also, if he's given until the end of the season, things don't go well, I will still say that he's not the right man until results improve. I will, because that's my opinion. That's what I believe. I believe that even if there isn't another manager out there right now who could come in and immediately fix this problem and give us some goals and some wins, I don't think there is a man on the market right now. That's my biggest stumbling block in the past few days. As much as I might want to see Potter gone, I don't know who it is to come in to do a better job. That's been my stumbling block. So now we're left with no choice but to understand that the Chelsea owners will be managing this club differently, and Graham Potter will be here whether we like it or not. So what we understand from Matt Law's article, Chelsea will give, or want to give, Graham Potter a pre-season at least. I can empathise with this again. He's coming in the middle of the season. A manager that Chelsea fans adored because he won us a Champions League. It's the man who goes, not the right man for the long-term project. Okay, cool. I understand it. If that's the way the new owners want to run, then it's better to do it sooner rather than later. Potter comes in. It's not going too well, but still, he gets a load of players to work with who weren't his choices. They weren't his signings in the summer. They were Tuchel's signings. And for the ownership to fire Thomas Tuchel 1 month after he's given all of those signings, not really given enough time to bleed these players in, to make these players gel with existing players at the club. They fire him. Graham Potter is the man after due diligence was taken out, with various different managers being touted to take the role for a long-term project. Graham Potter is picked. Yes, he probably does deserve a pre-season to work with these players. The reason that is so hard for me to accept right now is because now we've gone and spent another 300 plus million. And I'm still seeing absolutely nothing on the pitch to suggest that there is any kind of strategic tactical plan. There's also the caveats with this too. Loads of new players coming in again. How can they be expected to gel? Just like they were under Thomas Tuchel. He got fired. But that's another thing. Now, what Chelsea need to do is find a spine of this football team. If we do not manage to find a spine of this team, we will not succeed. If we keep on changing the starting 11 every single week from this point on, we will not succeed. We will not see progress. What needs to be done now is the injury excuse is running so thin because players are coming back. Yeah, okay, I can understand at the weekend there might have been some medical advice given that certain players shouldn't have played. All right, cool. I can accept that one as well. But from now on, even if we keep losing, if we're going to stick with this man, the least he has to do, first of all, is figure out what the spine of this team looks like. Have certain players who you know you can call up every single game in any position that they want to play, who know what it is to be Chelsea Football Club. And I'm talking right now, I'd say Kepa, Arrizabalaga, Reece James and Thiago Silva. If they're not sick or injured, please play them. I know Thiago Silva, it's a bit more of a difficult one because he's nearly 39 years old. I can accept that as well, all right? In the midfield, you spent a flipping fortune on Enzo Fernandez. Play him. At the moment, those are the four... I can't hold my fingers up probably. Those are the four players that I believe you should be building this team around. Sort the Mason Mount contract situation out. If he stays, play him. All right? Because Mason Mount, whether we like it or not, I do. I love Mason Mount. He's a Chelsea man. He wants to be at Chelsea Football Club. He wants to see his contract situation resolved, and he does not want Chelsea down in the doldrums like we are right now. So maybe he's that man as well, and even if he's not playing well, you just need to find a spine. Chelsea need a number 9 as well, whether we like it or not. João Felix may be that man, and Kunku's coming in the summer, but I do think we need a striker who if it's not working playing a false 9, if there isn't cohesive patterns being formed with play in the final third, then we buy a striker. Yes, we've been a graveyard for strikers, but something will have to give at some point. Otherwise, Potter can't be the manager. You see how I'm going with this here? I want him to succeed, but still, things need to happen now. We're not wrong as fans for wanting to see him go, but we have to accept these Chelsea owners do not want us to fail either. And failure right now may just be accepting that top 4 is off the cards this season. Champions League football is off the cards for next season. And as a result of that, we can deem it as suffering as fans if we wish, because we want to see us playing at the highest level, because we feel like as fans we deserve that and Chelsea belong there. We can remain in that mindset and mind frame. However, these guys, they can't take dividends out of the club for the next 10 years. So, what do they want to see Chelsea do? They want to see a sustainable model of business at the club which enables them in 10 years' time to be able to start saying, well, thank goodness we didn't panic and just spend even more money as quickly as we possibly can. Failure after failure after failure. More players gelling, more players gelling. We might have to accept that right now it just ain't going to work. But these guys want it to work. They are attending matches. They are attending the training ground. Todd Bowley, Badad Eghbali. These guys are hands-on. So whether or not we think Graham Potter was ever the right man in the first place, it's our duty now as fans to support their decisions. We can believe it's the wrong one, but we have to change the energy here. We have to. And that is why I've made this video today, where maybe if you've watched my last 72 hours worth of content, you might think, God, he's repeating himself again. But we have to be progressive. We do. There's no point saying I'm not watching Chelsea again until Potter's gone. Fine, be that fan. Be that fan who won't watch simply because you're not getting what you want. That's what I've got to accept right now as well. I've wanted Potter to be gone, but he's not going to be the man to be gone. And now I want him to prove me wrong. I like him as a person, which I know I've never met the bloke. We haven't had a cup of tea. We haven't gone and shared a water or even a tube of Pringles. We've never shared anything, but we do have something in common. We want the best for the club. And I do not believe that he should resign then if he wants the best for the club. Even I don't believe that, okay? As much as I think maybe the ownership should have looked at these recent results and just thought this is beyond bad. Because I think it is. We can't say XG, we should have scored more goals. Bollocks, okay? We need to score goals and win football matches. That's what we need to do. If that doesn't improve, all right, we write this season off. Give him a pre-season, and then within 2 months, 3 months next season, if there's still no improvement, and now we're talking about November. If I have to sit through 8 more months and I see no improvements, I'll be back again saying what I've been saying in recent weeks. So, now we've just got to accept that Chelsea are going to stick with Graham Potter, and we need to back him now. We absolutely do. I think it's important also that players are apparently still on side. As much as it might not look like from the patterns of play and the quality that we see on the pitch, maybe they're not. But apparently on the training ground, there's a positive atmosphere. And maybe, me saying last week ticking time bomb, I'm going to hold on to that idea. Maybe Chelsea still are that ticking time bomb right now. But Graham, please, we've got to sort out the spine of the team. We've got to figure out who wants to really be here. We've got an inflated squad. Players are going to leave. And I'm going to talk about that in a video later on today, because that's progression. That's progressive thinking. Players are going to leave, which will mean that Graham Potter will know exactly who it is he's got to work with. We need to build a concoction again, which everybody is happy with. And if people are internally happy, still, let's back that. And as fans, eat our own slices of humble pie. He's going to stay. That might be hard for some of you, and I understand it. And please let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. But yeah, I've got someone to show you, by the way. I got a new kitten today. Unfortunately, Zola, who was the cat, he ran away a few months ago. So I've been catless for a while. But let me go and get you the new one. Let me see where the little boy, he's actually a girl. Where is he? He's hiding behind Thiago Silva. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the new addition to the GBFC fam. Her name is Cleo. Hello, mate. He's only been here for about half an hour, so I should probably give him some attention now and stop talking to you lot. But I'll be back later for another video. Subscribe if you're new, hit the like button if you agreed with anything I said. I'm going to go and tend to my cat. Goodbye.